Hello everyone, it's Tess Rollins from Simply Enhance with another edition of Simply This or That, where I share a few tips of the projects that I created using Stampin' Up! Products, which you had selected by voting earlier this week. So this week we use the Happy Tales stamp set, and then we use the assorted pom-poms. So let me open this up just a little bit. Hopefully they won't go flying out. They're a bunch of little teeny tiny pom-poms, but super cute. Love the colors. And then a baker's box. So this is actually good to put food in, so it's appropriate for that. And then as usual, I will show you the designer series paper. And nice bright colors. This is a birthday bonanza. And I love, it's good for children. Nice bright colors for these other prints, which are great for either older children or adults. And there is the back side. It's got some ice cream, nice bright colors. So let's go ahead and bring in the projects that were created this week. And let's do all three projects first. That way you can get a group photo of them or a group snapshot of them. And then we're going to talk about each one of them individually. So let me go ahead and take these away just like I normally do. The first one, as usual, is a card that is for a simple stamper or a simple crafter. This is perfect for a beginner's crafter. We just used ink, stamps, and paper. So what you'll see in this sample is that in the background there's several little tiny stamps. So what I've done is, and let me bring that stamp set in so that you'll get a little bit more of a visual of what I'm talking about. So there are some individual stamps in the Happy Tales stamp set. There's a little bone, there's a couple of different hearts, one filled in, one solid, and then paw prints. So what will happen, or what I did, was I took 3 of the stamps and I put them in a straight line on one of our blocks, one of our clear blocks. So, and then I just randomly stamped across and then kind of staggered them so that you got a little bit of a diagonal look. So let me bring that back in so that you could see that background. So these 3 stamps were together in one block, and the way I got them staggered or diagonal was I lined up the end of the bones on each of the lines, if you can see there. Same thing, if you can see here, the bones are lined up. And because these 3 stamps are on one stamp on one block, you're able to just go across, and like I said, I just kind of matched up the bones. So there are some white spaces, but pretty much the background is they're made with 3 stamps on one block. And then I did an individual stamp of the heart in red. The sentiment is also in red. And then we had the Dalmatian. I turned the dog into the Dalmatian. When I bring that stamp set back in, you'll see that the dog is not colored in or doesn't have any spots, but there are 2 stamps, this one right here, which can make the dog into a Dalmatian, or this one right here if you just want to put some added color, maybe in a brown or a gray. Okay, so it's a pretty versatile stamp, but that gives you a close-up of what I've done. I mounted this again on a piece of cardstock just to offset it a little bit, pop them up on dimensionals, and there's your simple card. Now, with us currently having the COVID-19 pandemic, we had a lot of rolls of toilet paper, and I thought I would have a little bit of fun with it and make a little like a nice little gift box or a pillow box. So this is actually a roll of toilet paper. I'm going to have this in a different video to actually show you and break it down how I actually made this. But this again, I have used the designer series paper that you selected, and so I've got this one strip on the front, and on the back or the rest of it I've used another type of paper. These balloons I just cut out of the designer series paper and popped 3 of them together using a dimensional, and then again I made another Dalmatian just to put on the top. So then you can either open it from the top and put something in, or you can open it from the bottom and place something from the bottom, whatever's easier. So that's the little pillow box for the dog. And then for the final project, the baker's box, what I've done here is made a nice little box. You could put cupcakes in it, cookies, any kind of chocolates, or you can put any kind of treat or gift that you'd like to do on the inside. So let me go ahead and explain what I've done here. The stamp set actually comes with a coordinating punch, and what that punch does, it'll punch out that dog so that you'll see that you won't have to cut it out. It also punches out a little heart, which makes it a pretty nice little gadget there for you to use, a nice little accessory. So what I've done here is I've taken a circle punch. This is either a 1/2 inch, I believe it's a 3/4 inch punch, and then I just folded it in half and I put it over some thread. And then the pom-poms, what I did with those is I actually took a needle and thread and I just kind of threaded them to make them kind of stay on the string. And then I've added some of our basic rhinestones, basic jewel rhinestones on the inside, have the dog. This is another punch right here. And to get this blue background, we don't have a larger punch, label punch for this white one. So what I've done is I've punched it in our Bermuda Bay cardstock, and then I cut it in half. And then I kind of just spread it apart and I put it on some dimensionals. And then with the dogs, with the dog bones, I kind of just cut those out individually. There's actually one big piece. I stamped 4 bones on the bottom piece, and then I added 2 bones on top just to give it some texture. And this is actually a belly band. So I've taken a couple of strips of our designer series paper. And what happens is when I put them together, I just formed a belly band around the box to keep the box closed. So there's your nice little window. If you didn't want to put the belly band, you could put ribbon and just keep it like that without the dog. Or, you know, you could add other embellishments. If you didn't want to use the dogs, you could just use hearts or maybe a saying that says for you, or you know, something special. And then just on the inside, and this box comes flat and it's easy to put together, but right on the inside, I've gone ahead and put another piece of our designer series paper just to give it some color. So it's just not a plain white box on the inside. So that, when you go to put this back together, like I said, you can give the gift just like this, and that way they can see everything that's in it. Or if you want to keep the box closed, you can either create this belly band, or you can get some ribbon or any baker's twine, you know, anything to keep it closed. But I like to use our paper products when I can and wrap those belly bands to keep the box shut. So there's that Avid Crafters project. So let me bring the other 2 projects back in so that you can see. This was again the casual project that I just kind of made out of a toilet paper roll. And then bringing back in our Simple Crafters project, or a Simple Stampers project, in with the card. And that would be it for this week's Simply This or That. I appreciate everybody that has been voting, and I hope that you'll continue to follow me and continue to vote so that we can make some other great projects together. Thank you.